No, he's saying that he thinks black people are racist.
Older.
Yeah,
older black people.
Yeah, especially the older ones.
And I want you to go to that clip for me about reverse racism that I had dropped in our what you call it, because I want to talk about that, and then I want to go to Nicki Minaj and talk about how that is problematic for our community. Let's take a listen to what
Get
this
out of
guy
my chat room,
maybe I misheard him, and maybe you guys can listen with us with Fredo Bangs, I believe.
Fredo Bangs.
Maybe Fredo Bangs. Let's listen. Maybe I misheard him. I've been doing that lately.
Let's listen.
Believe that black people can't be racist. I feel like a lot of black people think that.
I feel like a lot of us be racist.
No, he's saying that he thinks black people are racist.
Older.
Older black people.
Yeah, especially the older ones. I feel like all of us just be doing some racist shit sometimes, so we just don't be noticing.
Yeah.
It's just like we're going, man, look at that white boy right there. He tripping. But that statement was, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if a white person would say, man, look at that black boy right there.
Yeah, we gonna feel away.
You feel me?
You have a point.
We just so used to the shoe being on the other foot that we don't notice that what we're saying and doing. You feel me? We don't.
You pause this for a second.
We don't make it equal.
You don't believe that.
Bro, what comes after when a white person says, man, look at that black boy over there, versus black people who say, hey, man, look at that white boy over there, he tripping. You notice he couldn't finish the sentence when white people say that, because it usually follows a gun. It usually follows with lynching. It usually follows with a knee in the neck.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, black folks, I understand. Listen, just because you're brand new at thinking doesn't mean you have valid thoughts yet. Keep thinking a little bit longer before you get behind a podcasting mic. My God.
I didn't think, I wanted to be proven wrong. I said I didn't hear that correctly, but it said in my shana, and I needed to.
Who is that person?
It needed to come out. Fredo Bangs, I think he's a rapper. And here's my problem. Baller Alert does very well with covering politics on their Poly Alert page. I like to see it because they're one of the pages that actually flesh out what's happening daily in the White House. They have interviews that they'll post. They do that on Poly Alert. But when it comes to the Baller Alert page itself, which actually does a better job of fleshing out news than the Shade Room does, they actually give you what's going on. They do. But in these, with their podcasts, I think they're getting it wrong. These conversations are very problematic for our community. I wish that there was somebody else that sat around them that was able to oppose or have a conversation to, like you, Benjamin Dixon.
Oh, I'm gonna wrap my way into all of their conversations.
Listen, and I hate this the second time in a row. I did it last Saturday where I pointed out what was problematic with the podcast that they were talking about with the just the man saying how he did the women, and the woman just sitting there and saying, oh, because you was a Sag, it's so Sagittarius of you. Let's start having nuanced conversations that make sense, where we can spread it out and have difference of opinions, but it's understandable that you can't be this small-minded when it comes to talking about race. Baby, you don't understand that when, like Benjamin Dixon said, when a white person says, look at that black boy over there, first of all, it's going to be full of diminishing. It's going to be full of, if we say, look at that white person over there, that means we're not going that way. We're not going to pass by that way. It's going to be some weird stuff happening over there. We want to make sure we're safe. It's too much white people over there. It's probably not going to be seasoned food. It's a lot of things that go into that.
We'll say, look at that white boy over there can't dance, clapping on the 1 and 3.
On the 1 and 3.
Look at that white girl singing.
They say, look at that black boy over there. Let's go get a rope.
Or look at like we're scared.
Look at that boy over there. Let's call the police. 12-year-old Tamir Rice.
Oh, listen, we could take it back. Oh my gosh, look at that white boy coming in, and I mean, look at that black black boy over there coming in here, knowing he's a kid, speaking to that white lady, Emmett Till.
Oh Lord, my God.
Look at that black boy over there playing, like you said, Ben, with a BB gun. Tamir, look at that black boy playing going to the wrong door just to go pick up,
oh my God,
his siblings.
What was my brother name? That young boy. He's alive. Thank God he survived.
Right.
Look at that black boy, Ahmaud Arbery, trying to take a jog in Georgia, get killed. Look at that black boy. So many names. There's
so many names.
You can't even look at that black boy who was my friend, Corey Jones, played drums at church with me, gets pulled over, coming home from work and gets killed. Like, I just really need this generation of, and I love the young folks. Y'all are cool. Like, I got gray hairs. I ain't trying to be young. I'm an old man, but I
Right.
really need y'all to start thinking a little bit more past like past step one. At least have a second level of thought. These people are getting behind podcast microphones with their very first thought because they ain't never thought about nothing before. And then somebody come along and say, that's really reverse racism. And dudes be like, oh, that's deep. That's deep. Nah, brother.
You don't think that they like, oh, and then the girl had to come in and say, he's saying that. And they're like, oh, that's what he's saying. So you think old folks. And then when men be like this, they it's a real thought process. It's like, hey, yo, so you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't really think. And they're like, oh, wow.
You didn't even think about it. Because you say it all the time. Look at that white boy over there. How many times has a black person lynched a white person? How many times
and got away with it and missed out on jail with it?
How many times has a black officer gotten away with killing a white child?
Hmm.
Look at that black boy over there.
Okay, let's talk about, and then we can't deny that when these things, this is why I think it's problematic, because everybody and this is why I say media literacy is very important. I am trained in this space. Ben, you're trained in this space. Bubba, you've been around this space. Media literacy is very important. Y'all just hop on these mics and just be saying nothing because, again, it's very popular to do so. White folks are doing it. They're getting paid like nobody's business. But when black people do it, it must be a conversation that doesn't just random black people are getting on just because this person is a rapper. The interviewer is not doing the proper process to interview and pull out some questions or to make a conversation understandable, an agreement to disagree type of situation. But they're getting on these mics and they're saying problematic points because that's the only way that our content will reach anywhere. If we're making problematic, dividing points about each other, and that's the only way our content will make.
And that content, by the way, Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, he's so easily triggered. That type of content gets so many views, you can make a fortune off of it. Let's just like all of them are rich.
For real.
All of them are rich. So I mean, really, who's the dumb ones? We're out here working 3-4 jobs, calling for patrons, but we haven't had to sell our souls.
Just to see other people get on and make problematic claims, people get on mics and say nothing and get God knows what, don't have to work for the rest of their lives, for the rest of the year. It does hurt, but we're here for a reason, not just a season. We know that what we're here for is to counteract against a lot of what's happening.
Amen.
Come on.
So because some of these people need to wake up these brain cells, man, because a lot of these people on the other side of these microphones is just picking up a mic and just talking. What are y'all really talking about?
And I don't
nothing at all.
It's problematic. The work that we're doing here is not going to stop when it comes to these type of discussions. It's going to be for us and by us here on this platform when the media is telling us to look the other way. Your support is what helps us move forward. Join patreon.com/like it or not. Help us grow.